Living sustainably is something I've always tried to do. I'm not hard on myself if I'm not. So I used to work in a cooperative, and then live here. It feels like being in a cooperative. It's the right sort of ethos. But then sometimes I think, oh, it's quite nice to be a bit flippant, and it gives you a big buffer almost. You know you're doing something that kind of innovative and kind of how I imagine a good way of being. So I was living in rented accommodation before, and you don't really get a chance to do anything, nothing major. So my room, I totally knocked down walls, built walls. We had a woofer here, so that's someone who comes and helps. And he was an architect from Italy. And he said, oh no, you have to do it like this, like be bold and be big. So thank goodness, because I've got all this space now that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Yeah, and it took 6 months. I got 2 eye infections from dust, and it felt like my life was on hold really until I had a room to move into.
Living with other people can be quite hard work, you know, because human beings are human beings with all their faults. And some people struggle with the behaviour of others. You know, that happens in families, that happens in institutions, that happens in the workplace, that happens in universities, that happens everywhere. I mean, it's good in that, as I said earlier, there's always people around. That's nice. You don't necessarily choose the people you live with, because when you move in, you know, everybody's already here. And with 40, 50 people, you're bound to get on with some people much better than others. That's human nature. I think food is a big issue in this place, because food is very personal. And some people like some diets, other people like other diets. So you have to compromise with food. I mean, if I had my way, I would just simply eat beans every day. But there are other people here who would want to eat meat every day. So, you know, you have to be a bit of compromise.
We try to commit to living ecologically by growing our food. For instance, a lot of food production is carbon heavy. So, you know, by doing this, seems like a very boring task maybe, but actually, you know, this is what's helping keeping carbon contributions down. So a main part of it is, you know, ecology, using alternative energies such as solar and sustainable wood and so on. It's becoming more mainstream now for people to keep chickens in their gardens and access organic produce. And, you know, when I joined the community 17 years ago, that was a minority group that did that. You know, they'd be considered sort of hippies, but now it's very mainstream. However, what's different about here is that we're really involved with each other's lives, and it's almost like a political system here, where we get together and we have meetings where we discuss what's going to happen to our land, you know, what's going to happen with our building. Are we going to keep animals? You know, if we need to increase our woodlands, are we going to reduce our animal livestock? All of these kind of questions, and then there's the social issues that come up, and we all have to sit down and discuss it. And a lot of these issues that we sit and discuss, you'll hear them being discussed in politics, in the parliament, and we are, you know, hands-on involved in that, and I think that's quite exciting, and it's very different.
haven't quite worked it out. We did a thing the other day. It was Father's Day, but also the annual celebration of the community. And it was really interesting how you end up spending your time with the community here that is your family, but also their family. So all the people that come visiting, the children of the people that live here and the grandchildren. And you end up having, you can, why am I with all this other family and not my own family? So this was an existing wall, and yeah, the wood's far too nice to take out. And it's perfect because it meant I could hang the level on it, and then I get a nice view. But yeah, I can always just kind of shout down to people from here. And I can see Essex when the trees don't have leaves on. So, but we're safe, it's okay.
Horrible. And then getting near the end of the month. It might be dinner.
Well, it's described as an intentional community. I think it's, it's a big, old, rambling building in the middle of the country. We eat together mostly and cook and divide up the work.